9 a.m. It's 95 degrees outside. The kind of heat that shimmers up off the road and makes you squint just to look at it. You step through the door of a mountain cabin built a century ago, and it's cool enough inside that you'd reach for a sweater by the time evening rolls around. No air conditioner humming in the window, no fan turning overhead, no electricity at all running to the place. And yet it's cool, genuinely cool, the kind of cool that makes you stop in the doorway and wonder how on earth they managed it. The mountain folks couldn't buy cool air. There was no unit to plug in, no thermostat to turn down, no power company sending a line up the holler. So they did something we've almost completely forgotten how to do in the modern world. They built the cool right into the house itself. The cooling wasn't a machine you added at the end. It was baked into the bones of the place from the very first decision. And 4 of the tricks they used can lower the temperature in your own home this summer without you ever touching the thermostat. Here's exactly how they did it, and what you can steal from it and use today. Before a single log was ever laid down, before the foundation was dug, before any of the real building began, the mountain builder made the most important cooling decision there was going to be: where to put the house. We treat the location of a house as a matter of the road, the lot line, the view. To the old-timers, where you set the cabin was the first and biggest decision about how hot or cool you'd be living for the next 100 years. Mountain families set their cabins down with real intention behind every choice. They tucked them against a north slope or nestled them under the shade of big hardwood trees so that the worst of the brutal afternoon sun never hit the walls directly in the first place. They oriented the long side of the house to catch the breeze that came moving up or down the holler, turning the building to drink in whatever moving air the land offered. And wherever they possibly could, they built near water, a creek, or a spring, because moving water and the air sitting just above it both run noticeably cooler than the open ground. This is the part you simply can't add on later. This is the decision that's already made by the time you've got a house standing. We build our houses today on a cleared lot facing whatever direction the road happens to run, with the trees knocked down for the view and the convenience. And then we turn around and spend a small fortune every single summer cooling those houses against the very sun we went and invited straight in. The old-timers spent their cleverness up front for free before the first log went down, and they got paid back for that cleverness every single summer for 100 years running. The second secret was mass. Sheer, heavy, slow-moving mass. A log wall is thick and it is heavy. A stone foundation and a stone chimney are heavier still, great dense piles of rock and timber. And all of that mass takes a very long time to heat up. That lag, that slowness, is the whole entire trick of it. On a blazing hot day, the heat from the sun soaks slowly into those thick walls, creeping in inch by inch, and most of the time it simply never makes it all the way through to the inside of the house before evening arrives and the day starts cooling off again. Then at night, when the mountain air turns cool and crisp, those same walls shed all that stored up heat back outward, releasing it into the night air, ready to start the whole cycle fresh the next morning. The thick walls acted like a flywheel for temperature, a great heavy wheel that's hard to get spinning and hard to stop, smoothing out the wild swing between the hot day and the cool night so that the inside of the cabin stayed in a narrow, comfortable band the whole time. Modern walls are thin and light by comparison, flimsy things stuffed with a little insulation, and they heat right up within an hour of the sun hitting them and roast you by the middle of the afternoon. But the cabin's mass meant the inside of the house barely even noticed the peak heat of the day had come and gone. By the time the heat would have worked its way through those walls, the cool of evening had already arrived to send it back. Now for the coldest part of the whole house, the part that sits below it, down in the dark. Many mountain homes had a cellar dug beneath them, or a spring house built nearby, or were set partly right into a bank of earth on the hillside. And here's the thing about the earth. Just a few feet down below the surface, the ground holds a steady, cool temperature all year round. It doesn't care one bit that it's the middle of August up above. It doesn't notice the heat wave. A cellar dug down into that ground stays sitting in the 50s and 60s no matter what the sky is doing overhead, no matter how hot the day gets, holding that same cool all summer long. And the families used this deliberately, with full intention. The cellar kept the food cool down there, kept the milk and the butter and the put-up vegetables from spoiling. Yes, that was its obvious job. But the cool air that pooled down below also seeped up and into the living space above, drifting up through the floor and the doorways. Some cabins were built so cleverly that air drawn in down low, through the cool cellar or along the shaded north side of the house, would rise up through the rooms, and in doing so pull the heat up and out along with it. The earth itself was the air conditioner, a vast cool reservoir sitting right there under the floorboards, and the best part of all is that it ran on absolutely nothing. No fuel, no power, no upkeep. Just the steady cool of the ground doing what the ground always does. If this is the kind of mountain knowledge you want more of, our free Appalachian Almanac goes out every single Sunday. One real method, sourced and tested, delivered right to your inbox. The link is down in the description. Now, the cleverest trick of them all. Here's the truly clever one. The one that makes you tip your hat to whoever first thought of it. The very same chimney that carried the wood smoke up and out in the dead of winter also helped to cool the entire house all through the summer. The same piece of the building, working two opposite jobs in two opposite seasons. Hot air rises. That's the simple fact the whole thing hangs on. A tall chimney, or a high vent set up near the peak of the roof, gives that hot air a clear path straight up and out the very top of the house. And as the hot air goes rushing and escaping upward, it pulls cooler air in behind it through the low windows and the shaded doors down on the cool side of the house. The house breathes. Cool air drawn in down low, hot air pushed out up high, and the whole thing driven along by nothing more than the plain natural tendency of warm air to climb. This has a name. Engineers call it the stack effect, and they design it carefully into expensive green buildings today as though it were some brand new idea somebody just dreamed up in a laboratory. But the mountain builder did it purely by instinct, by feel, by watching how the air moved through a room. Open the low windows on the shady side, crack the vent up high near the roof, and just let the house pull its own breeze right through itself, top to bottom. No power, no moving parts, no machine, just the shape of the building and the nature of warm air doing the work together. The building itself did most of the heavy lifting, but the family finished the job with their daily habits, and those habits matter every bit as much as the structure they lived in. A well-built house in careless hands stays hot. A clever house in clever hands stays cool. They closed up against the day and they opened up to the night. The shutters and windows were pulled shut on the sunny side first thing in the morning, before the heat had a chance to build up, sealing the cool of the night inside. Then everything was thrown wide open in the cool of the evening, to flush the day's gathered warmth out of the house and let the fresh night air come pouring in to take its place. The modern version of this still works just as well in any house you please. Blinds closed on the sun's side through the day, windows opened up at night, and yet most people today do the exact opposite without ever thinking about it, throwing the windows open to the hottest part of the afternoon and shutting up tight at night. They cooked outside in the summertime. A cook fire is a furnace, plain and simple, throwing off tremendous heat, so the old folks moved it right out of the house. They built a summer kitchen set apart, or an outdoor hearth, so that they weren't heating up the whole house just to put supper on the table. And on the very hottest, driest days of all, they would hang wet cloth up in the doorways, because air moving through damp cloth comes out the other side cooler than it went in. It was a simple homemade version of the very same swamp coolers that still cool houses across the dry climates of the West today. Now let's be honest with each other about which of this actually transfers over to your own house, because not all of it will. You can't resite your house now, and you can't tear it down and rebuild it in thick logs. That ship has sailed, but the principles behind it all still pay you back. Shade the sun side of your house, with trees, with awnings, with anything at all that keeps the direct sun off the walls and the windows, because that is the single biggest free win available to you. Close the house up by day and ventilate it by night. Use the stack effect on purpose, opening up low on the cool side and high on the warm side, and letting the hot air climb its way up and out on its own. And keep the heat makers, the cooking and the hot appliances, from running in the heat of the day wherever you can manage it. And now the honest caveat, because we don't sell miracles on this channel. In a truly humid climate, the night air won't cool a house down the way it does in the dry, crisp mountain evenings. There is a real point where these methods buy you genuine comfort, but not a truly cold house. The old cabins worked as well as they did partly because the mountain nights genuinely cool right off after dark. Where the nights don't cool like that, you'll still get real, honest help from all of this, just not a flat-out miracle. Anyone out there promising you a 65-degree house in a Gulf Coast August with no air conditioning running is plainly selling you something, and you should keep your wallet shut. Strip it all the way back, and here's the real lesson the hollers were teaching the whole time. A house is not just a box that you set a machine down inside of. A house is a system sited thoughtfully in the land, built with real mass, breathing in and out with the rhythm of the day and the night. We forgot all of that the very moment the air conditioner arrived and made for getting easy. The old way cost more thought up front and almost nothing at all after that. And on the hottest day of the whole year, that cabin sitting in the shade down by the creek was the coolest place for miles around, running on nothing but good plain sense. The building science behind passive cooling and the historical accounts are all linked down in the description. If you want every one of these methods gathered together in one place, the Appalachian Way Field Guide has 47 of them, each one with the original sources standing behind it. The link is below. Real methods, real sources, real history. That's the Appalachian Way. We'll see you Wednesday.